Hey, what's up, guys? James from Junkyard Fox. Thank you so much for joining me. So last week we talked about my Bugout bag. Now my Bugout bag is specifically designed for the desert. So some items are going to be universal regardless of where you live, like a cutting tool, cordage, a lighter. And some things are going to be specific for my environment that you normally wouldn't carry. So today what I'm going to talk about is 3 items that I feel like I overlooked that would be useful to me. Once again, they could be universal to you, or they could just be specific for my environment. So hopefully you get some ideas there. And then from there, I'll go ahead and discuss a little bit of my philosophy when it comes to bugging out. The last video we made was about 50 minutes. I actually shaved off about almost 20 minutes of content because the video was getting too long. So today I just want to finish, me talking about bugging out. So thank you for joining me. Let's get started. So item number 1 that I left out in my bag is an eating utensil. So I would like something like this light my fire spoon and fork. Now originally why I didn't add it in here is because most of my foods are just ready to eat. You saw like my the salted nuts and the cookies and all that stuff. So I can eat them with my hands while I'm traversing. And then if I ever did need something to make, if I made a stew or rice, whatever, I just figured I could improvise off the land, improvise some chopsticks off yucca and all that. However, I think that's just unnecessary. This doesn't take up a lot of bulk or weight. And the more I am, carving and all that stuff, the more my knife is out and I'm using it, the higher the chances are of me slipping and cutting myself, making things worse. I'm using up calories and stuff like that. So once again, this is such a light item that I think really doesn't go, it's really not going to be obstructive. Another thing is, every bug out bag could be, every bug out situation could be different. Maybe you're making your way back to the city after a tornado, an earthquake, and you might run into like a soup kitchen, whatever the case may be, and now you have a spoon. I don't have to worry about trying to improvise something off the land. So once again, eating utensils is something I left out that I really think should go in here. So something like this is pretty good. So item number 2 that would work well in a desert bug out bag is an umbrella. We're getting Mary Poppins tactical over here. Now I know it's not the coolest of items, but when you really think about it, if I was to be traveling on foot, in a very vast open landscape with a lot of sunlight, this is a very portable shelter that I have on me, mobile portable shelter that I have while I'm traversing from point A to point B. Now I really wouldn't suggest for you to be traveling or doing anything that involves a lot of calories or energy during the daytime. You might want to really just rest and wait until sunset for you to do your stuff. However, in case you did need to, whatever the case may be, this is going to be a godsend. And of course, I'm thinking because of the sunlight, but it can also help with rain, of course. Help keep your gear dry. And, I think this could fit very well in your little camp. So you have your tarp, and then you could put this on the corner of your tarp to keep out the wind or rain or whatever. So once again, I know it's not the coolest of items, and in fact I was hesitant to add it to my bug out bag originally because there's really only one use for it, and you want to have multiple uses for all your items, but I think it is worth it. So yeah, an umbrella. And item number 3 for my bug out bag is binoculars. Now these babies right here, they live in my truck as well as the umbrella. Now, if I did have my truck in a bug out situation, forget about it. I'm glamping because I have a tent in there, I have extra blankets, I have food, changes of the clothes, all kinds of stuff. However, in case you didn't have it, I would suggest to have a smaller, more portable set of binoculars in there, because once again, these are pretty hefty. They're pretty bulky. So something a little bit more lightweight, easy to package in there. Now, I use these a lot when I'm mainly out for foraging food. Now, keep in mind, out here in the desert, there's a lot of hills, a lot of spiny bushes and thorns, and a lot of sharp rocks, snakes hiding amongst those bushes. So when I'm looking for something, say, cactus fruit or yucca blossoms, I like to look before I waste my time going over there and risking injury. And of course, it saves me a lot of energy and water because I'm not going to be sweating coming up and down and over here and over there. So I search the area first, I find what I'm looking for, and I know how to get it. It's going to save you a lot of time, Now, once again, if it is a really bad situation, this can also help you in if you find human activity. That all depends. If that's, if those people look dangerous, at least you weren't surprised by them, if you were walking by. So it helps you look out for danger. Or it could be vice versa. You're lost somewhere. Your car fell over a cliff or something, a ravine, and now you're trying to find civilization, and you see park rangers or something. You locate them. Now you can know where to get their attention. So all kinds of things, but binoculars really make a difference. Once again, guys, these are pretty large. I do want to get a smaller set. So any of you, comment down below if you have any suggestions for a good brand that isn't too expensive that I could put in my bag. So once again, item number 3, binoculars. So those are my top 3 items, and then I'm gonna throw in one more item in here, just something honorary. I don't have it on me, it's in my truck, but I couldn't find it. It's a mess in there. Is a slingshot. Now a slingshot can help you in terms of defense. It can help you in terms of catching small game, or even getting attention from people. So yeah, I think that would really help. Now, it all depends on your skill level. I'm terrible with it. I'm terrible with the slingshot, but at the same time, I really haven't spent a lot of time practicing it. But I know some people that are very proficient, and they manage to get their squirrels right in the head and everything. So if you can get pretty good at that, I mean, that's such a renewable source as a weapon. Once again, of course, that's not a sniper rifle, but if you can, dissuade some hungry dogs or something that may be pose a danger to you, I think that would really help. Okay, so let's just discuss once again just my philosophy on bugging out. First things first, guys, is you want to have a plan. You don't want to just be wandering at random, because it's just going to kill you faster if it's a bad situation. You want to have an idea, work out a game plan with your family, with your friends, whoever it is that you would bug out with. We would go in a bad situation, we would go to this undisclosed location, where you have resources there. And, practice routes, practice an alternate route. Keep in mind, if you're trying to escape the city, you're not going to be the only one. So things like traffic jams and car wrecks because people are panicked. You know how it is. I mean, if you live in the city and you got to go through the highway during rush hour, you know how bad it can get. So imagine in a much worse situation where people really are all panicked. It's going to get bad. So that's why I really don't suggest counting on having your vehicle, unfortunately. Like I said, if I had my vehicle, I'd be really set. But I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket because I may not have it. So practice that, and then whenever you do set up your bag and you put a lot of thought into it, you get to know more about yourself and what you need to work on. If you saw this video, I mentioned I don't have a compass because I don't know how to read a compass. I also mentioned I don't have a trauma kit because I don't know how to work with tourniquets and all that stuff. So that opens up the door for me to realize, okay, I need to take these classes. I need to, all this stuff. Now, unfortunately, because of all this COVID nonsense, there's no place right now to learn that stuff, firsthand, take a class. But as soon as we can get back to normal, those are the things I need to focus on, because those are just holes in my security system of skills. And I mean, really just practice with your bug out bag. Have fun. If you and your buddy have bug out bags, make a weekend out of it and explore areas and camp out and put things to the test. You might come back, realize that some item was completely useless, or some item you needed more of. Maybe it was too cold at night. So keep practicing, make it fun, but at the same time realize that you are learning valuable lessons. It's like when you see baby wolves in a documentary and they're play fighting, and they're having fun with each other because that's what babies do. But that's practice, whether they realize it or not. That's practice for when they do get older and they must battle other packs, or they must battle for dominance. It's these little things that it could be fun, but they are serving another purpose, a larger purpose. So once again, it's not all about this macho fantasy that you're going to be shooting zombies and stuff. Work on your skills, work with your family. I know it's hard to convince your family to take these things serious because they roll their eyes, but I mean, if anything, 2020 has taught us is that we are not in control as much as we think we are. So take these things serious. Take, self-reliance and security serious, because we may need it someday. Hopefully we don't, but, play it safe. So that's about it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Very brief. And if you enjoyed it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Comment down below what are other items that are constantly overlooked in bug out bags. I know some things are, you know, obvious, like the spork. I think everyone carried a spork but me. And then some things I don't really see enough of, like the umbrella. So let's go ahead and get a conversation going down there. Once again, thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next week with another video. Now go outside and get your boots dirty.